Ike Live, brought to you exclusively by Abu Garcia.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful day, night, evening, wherever you're at, wherever you're watching or listening. Got a brand new Ike Live for you, and it's a good one. Like good. Not regular good, like good. Joining us in just a second, Skeet Reese coming on, good friend, and it's been a while, so it's going to be a great interview, great catch-up. You heard that intro there. The show is now brought to you by Abu Garcia. Go over there and check some of their stuff out. They got a brand new spinning reel. It's called a Revo Rocket. 7:6-to-1 gear ratio, blistering fast. You're going to love it. Go to abugarcia.com. Also brought to you by the Ike Foundation, trying to get new kids fishing. Head over there. It's the IkeFoundation.org. And I do have a couple notes from Becky real quick. One is we just announced our scholarship winners. Head over there and check it out. We got 5 winners. There were some amazing people from all over the country. These were graduating high school seniors that are going off to college. We've got 5 winners, all walks of life. We've got a couple girls thrown in there. It's pretty awesome. So check that out. Also, the kids tournament dates, kids fishing dates are up on the website. And last but not least, a lot of you have heard about it. This is a brand new collab beer that we're doing with Neck of the Woods Brewing. It's called Stay in the Boat, Ike. If you're watching and listening and you're a beer fan, go try this beer. Best way I can describe it, it's kind of like a hazy, lighter, juicy IPA. So if you're an IPA person, you'll love it. Go to neckofthewoodsbrewing.com. Also, we'll have information on the Ike Foundation page. And a portion of the proceeds for all these beers goes to get kids fishing. I don't know, beer and kids don't really mix, but the beer is really good. Okay. Without further ado, and I want to say this, like normally I have a very structured kind of intro that I do, but problem with Skeet is he had so much shit on his resume. I couldn't even fit it all in a standard note. So I'll put it like this. Skeet's the winner of everything. Seriously, like when you look at the titles and accolades, pretty much everything from all the circuits, which is amazing. But now, and this has got a great ring to it, 2024 Hall of Fame inductee. And that's pretty special. Joining us now, the one and only Skeet Reese. Yo, man. Dude, first of all, how does that sound? Like, because I know, because it happened to me last year. But, dude, when someone...
You did beat me there, didn't you?
Dude, what? That doesn't count because we're both in now. But that name, that attachment, like, you know, when you add that to a list of things, you know, your childhood dreams accomplished, this and that, and then that's sprinkled on. Dude, how special is that? How does that feel?
That's a great question. I think I don't know if I figured that out yet.
It hasn't hit you yet.
I mean, it has. I mean, dude, I've gotten emotional over it at times. Like, holy shit. I'm like, dude, I'm part of history now. I'm Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So that, you know, there's those moments in there. But then I'm also like, dude, I'm still fishing my ass off trying to compete. I'm like, so
right.
There's this balance, but I think in this, I'd love to pick your brain on this one. So I would imagine the night of the induction is going to be an oh shit moment.
Oh yeah.
Like this becomes real at that point in time.
Oh, dude,
like,
it becomes real. I'm actually getting the chills as you're talking about it because it is. And I agree with everything you say. Like, it was awesome when it was announced for me, but that moment when you're there and when you get the jacket and you're looking around and there's all these icons of the sport.
That's
Dude.
the part of oh shit. I mean,
oh yeah,
a flood of emotions because I cry over anything. So I'll be like,
oh yeah, very, very emotional, very teary-eyed.
Yeah.
You know, your peers, your family, your sponsors, like the industry, they're all there to say, dude, you've done a great fucking job in your career. You've changed the sport. You've got people fishing. You grew fishing. And they're saying that to you. And you're like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like that. Dude, you say that. I'm like, man. So it's like, because I think you and I have so many parallels. It's unbelievable in our careers. And I look at how many years we've been doing this, and I look at 3 people that have moved the needle, so to speak, in our sport, in our timelines. And it's obviously KVD, and it's you and myself.
Yep. Yep.
And obviously there's new young guys coming on doing a great job, but I never set out to do that. Like that wasn't I just stupid kid that dropped out of high school that wanted to go catch fish and get paid to do it. Um, and along the way, this shit happens. And you're like, wow. And next thing you know, it's like, you've been inducted into the Bass Fishing Hall of Fame. I'm like, whoa, dude. Like,
Yeah.
just, and I look back, but it's like, it's hard to process. But then, this has really made me reflect on my career,
Yeah.
From fishing red man tournament trails out here in the bass clubs. But I look now and what I've had my thumbprint on
Yep.
in the industry in the last 30 some odd years. Gosh, man, I really have touched a lot of different projects and different things around the sport. So I was like, I guess it makes sense, but it still feels weird because I just feel like a normal everyday dude, like everybody else. And I just want to and jack them and
it sneaks up on you. It sneaks up on you because I think part of it is human nature, right? Like I'm looking at you, you're looking at me. You commented before we came on. You're like, "Damn, you look old." You didn't say it like that, but you said
I just said you guys have rosy ass cheeks. That's all. It's like,
but it sneaks up on you because we have been doing it a long time. We have very similar backgrounds. Like, and I think all the time, I look around and I'm like, how did all this happen? Like, I just wanted to chase fish because I'm competitive and I love to fish. And I look around, I'm like, what the hell just happened? 30 years. What just happened? And you're in the same boat. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
It goes by fast. And it's like, I just did a between the scales for Bass Pro Shops Ranger. And I just watched it and I realized I made a comment in there. And like, it is so true. I'm a 50-year-old man with a 16-year-old living inside of it. Because in my head, I'm still just a freaking jackass that just wants to go fish and have fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, my body doesn't react like it was 16.
No. Yeah. People still ask me to break dance, and I say I can break, but I can't dance anymore. Like the cutoff there is just now. It's just break something.
I have noticed that the last, I think it was the last wedding I went to, that. Normally it's like, sorry, a couple cocktails in there. And like, I'm old Skeet stuff out, man.
In your mind, you can do it all.
I'm out there, I'm like, holy crap, I'm dancing like the old man out here. So it's so different now.
Now, I do want to, we brought this up. I didn't even have this on my notes or anything, but we brought this up. We started talking about breakdancing and dancing. And I did want to admit this. I think this is the first time I've ever publicly admitted this. And no better time than with you right here looking at me. If you're watching or listening and think I was the inventor of dancing and fishing, that is not true. And the title does go to Skeet. Skeet, you beat me. You beat me by a year or two. People want to say I was the first dancer. No, Skeet, it's you. You were the first actual person that could dance in bass fishing. So you get the title.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, but you were the first to break dance.
That's true. And now it's just break. It was break. Break dance before, and now it's just break. But
shit.
What are you gonna do? I had this at the top of my notes, and it's kind of working backwards. But how's the family? How's everything with the kids? How's everything going?
Good. Gosh, my oldest Leah is she just finished this week school, or she did a semester in Sevilla, Spain.
Wow.
So just finished a semester over there, and Kim's actually over there now. Flew over, and they're going to go travel around France for a week or 10 days, and before they come back home. And so they're good, of course. They're vacation and traveling and enjoying it. And then Courtney, my youngest, is this is her last week of high school, so senior, and she's committed to Montana State for next year. And Leah's down in Point Loma down in San Diego. So I got one down on the beach, and I got one up in the mountains. So
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah,
Isn't
but
it
they're good.
crazy? It's crazy that we were just talking about getting old, but that really makes you feel old. Cause like I can put like my kids in perspective to fishing because that's your life. Right. And like, I can remember my girls who are also old and grown up now, and your girls being at classics together, and they're running around. You know, you're at the registration, you're at the host hotel, and there they go running around. They're little girls, and now you look around, and you're like, what happened? And for me, with you, you know, I religiously watch all fishing because I'm a fan, and I watch, of course, all the BPT stuff. And one of the commercials they have running over there is the General Tire commercial, where I think it's with Courtney.
That's Courtney.
And you know, you watch that and you're like, dude, we got old. Like, and it hits you, you know.
Yeah, because when you see them, you remember that's your kids.
They're that big,
little babies, and yeah, now they're off and running. And you're old. How old are your oldest now?
I've got 25, 23. My son, who feels like this was a baby the other day, is 13, and then our youngest is 11. So I'm in.
Dude, by the way, the funniest shit I watched recently was Becky in the boat fishing the tournament.
Oh my god! Yep,
that was funny shit right there.
It's good stuff. It's props to Beck because she's a trooper. She captains as many events as I do, and
I'm gonna be like, hell no, no. I'm giving Becky full props on that one.
That was like 30 degrees, but man, he's like a cat. That kid, you see him in and out, like out of the water.
Where you got that from,
dude? He's got it. I did want to jump back to the Hall of Fame thing a little bit. It's got to feel good, but having you as a West Coast guy has to also feel good. So I want to preface this by saying that, and I told you this before, but I've always felt like guys in the Northeast, where I live and grew up, and then guys in the West, always sort of got dissed. We got the shaft for not, like we always got like the back seat, like to the fishing world, the pro fishing world. And like I felt good, and I felt good when I saw you nominated, not just because you got nominated, you're my friend, but I'm like, dude, yes, like West Coast, another West Coast guy getting in, yes. You need that. Do you feel the same way?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, without a doubt. So yeah, you said that the Northeast and the West got whatever we got.
Yeah, shaft, a little shaft.
Yes. I mean, we got this. So I remember my first season on tour. We had a tournament meeting, and I'm not going to say the angler's name, but but Tripp got up. It was actually Dewey at the time, I believe, and he wanted to say, "I want to recognize the guys from the West Coast, being here fishing with us."
Yeah.
And there's an angler that stood up and says, "We don't recognize anybody from the West Coast."
During the meeting.
Oh, he was from Oklahoma. I'll give you that at the time. That's all I'm going to give.
Oh,
but to this day, that sticks in my brain. I'm like, eat that mother. Because I believe the West Coast has done a damn good job representing the bass fishing industry in the last 25 years, 26 years. I've been out there, just like the Northeast has done. So yeah, to be able to represent the West Coast, I still trips out that I'm the only West Coast angler to ever win a classic. I was like, golly, there's I think of Aaron or something like that. I was like, God. So just to be able to carry the torch and just say, hey guys, I'm West Coast straight up.
Yeah.
Eat, breathe West Coast, and to be able to carry that flag of the torch for the bass fishing industry in the Western United States. I'm proud to be the guy.
Yeah. You're proud of it. And it's the same, it's the same way I feel. And West Coast guys they have impacted the sport in such a big way. And what I love about the Hall of Fame, and I can't wait till you get inducted because you're going to feel it and see it, is that they're there to protect the history of the sport. And, so now you get to see like young kids walking through are like, dude, the West Coast, like they're big and why we're here today.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Well, that's the part that still trips me out. I was like, yeah, knowing people 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years down the road are going to walk through a Bass Fishing Hall of Fame
Oh yeah.
and they're going to see our mugs and these plaques in there. And like, and
Uh,
Maddie, who's that?
I
So,
know.
but we are going to be, I mean, we're part of history now. I mean,
Yeah.
we're in a very select group of people that, have had an impact on the sport now. And so, yeah, I'm proud as shit of that. I'm honored. Yeah, I've been to the Hall of Fame banquet just as, a guest and
Yeah.
be the speaker now. I'm like, so yeah. How are you before you went up? I mean, did you like prepare your speech for a month or 2 months?
So I feel like we're very much the same. I know you well enough that we're very outgoing. I don't have a problem speaking in front of anybody. I'm a Jersey guy. You're a West Coast guy. We just talk. That's what we do. We talk. It was probably, besides like being in high school or college and getting up in front of an auditorium, talking about geometry or something, it was probably the most intimidating, nerve-wracking speech I've ever given in my life. I'm not trying to intimidate you, but it definitely weighed on me. And when you'll know when you're looking out there, just everything, the weight of the experience in those faces. Bill Dance, Johnny Morris, this, that, dude, Clun, there's Clun. Yeah. What the? And I'm trying to wrap up. I'm trying to summarize my life in 20 minutes. Holy hell!
Oh, they gave you 20? They said I only get 5. What the hell?
I went way over. Like they actually started. Oh yeah, and here's the thing, Skeet. I'm telling you this. I don't care what the Hall of Fame listens to this podcast later. They can find me. Dude, go as low as you want. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. If
Does the music go on?
They played the music.
They did?
They did.
Oh shit! They're gonna run out of recording.
They did. They played the music, but I don't regret it. It was worth it, and I can't wait to hear your speech because I know it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. I want to switch topics because I have so many young people that watch this podcast that comment, and we get it all. And basically kids that are like, gosh, I want to do this for a living, and they're always inquisitive about the other side of the sport, right? The fishing's the fishing. And I always say, and I want to look you in the eye too and tell you this, is that Skeet, you are honestly, not were, but are, in my opinion, the very best marketer, brand guy, sales guy that we've ever had in the sport. We've ever had. You've done it the best. And when I bring that up, guys ask me, well, I'm like, dude, look at Skeet. Look at what he did. Look at the impact he's had on the companies that he's worked for. I'm like, that's what you got to do. And we're talking, and I'm like, yeah, Skeets has endorsements. He's made millions of dollars off of endorsements. Dude, they stop, their eyes open up, they start choking on their spit, and they can't even fathom that you could make that kind of money through being good at what you do on the marketing side. That's an amazing thing. And I think enough people aren't aware of that. These kids that want to come in and just try to do it by fishing. Skeet, that's a hard road to do. You almost have to be able to do this other side. They're not going to be you, but they have to accept the importance of that part,
Right. So first off, thank you for your kind words.
It's true.
So I look at it as I probably would have put you as the best marketer ever. So yeah, and I got Kevin in there, obviously the greatest angler.
Kevin's pretty damn good too.
Pretty good, yeah. But I also said I taught Kevin everything he knows. So that's where it goes back to, I feel like the three of us in our generation of anglers you've done an amazing job. You're not broke. You've made millions too. So he's like, Yeah, I have. Yeah. He's like, yeah, life's good.
Life's good. Life's
Life
good.
is good. But I mean, it's hard work, right?
It is hard work. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, your energy level, what you do, I applaud what you do for the kids and the foundation, dude. I mean, just where's the here? Boom. That's to
Boom.
you. Um, that's awesome. But as far as the kids coming in, there's to be successful, 100% number. I mean, you got to be able to catch them.
Right.
So if you can't make yourself relevant on a podium, then you're not marketable.
Right.
But when you are on the podium, then how do you become marketable? And that is to me, from a financial standpoint, 100% way more important than the tournament fishing.
Right.
Because whatever, I've won $4 million in tournament fishing over the years in my career. People say, oh my gosh. But when you think about it, what you break it down to every year with that cost of living, all that, could I have squeaked out a limit? It just on an average, yeah. The average bass fisherman will never win enough money to survive off of year after year after year, unless you're, obviously KVD winning $7 million.
Right.
He still could have put his kids through college and been okay. But if you want to survive in the fishing industry,
yep,
it's all about marketing. It's how do you, so number one rule is like, this has always been the bass fisherman's handshake. What can you do for me?
Always.
That's bullshit. If you want to be able to stay in the sport and be able to be profitable, you need to be able to go to a brand and say, hey, what can I do for you? How can I help you move a product? How can I help your brand grow? How do I grow? How do we help this segment over here grow, whether it's kids or women or adults? It doesn't matter. So being part of it, being part of the growth equation, and how do you do that? So it's using a platform that you build from tournament fishing or social media these days to elevate brands, because it's all about selling product to be able to get a paycheck to pay your mortgage, your rent, your car payment, your health insurance, and all that stuff that comes with life.
Right.
So yeah, I didn't go to school for it. I mean, I'm just a trial and error, but I started working trade shows when I was 16 years old, doing casting demonstrations. So being in public and talking about products and how to make a better product. So having an endorsement in the partner world is huge. So I would say anybody, if you are going to go to college, which I don't tell anybody you have to go to college to do anything, but if you are going to go to college, then I would suggest marketing and speaking degrees that that are just going to be able to have you more well polished when you get in a public setting. And so when you have that opportunity, the camera's on you, looking over your shoulders, you're trying to catch a fish, or if you're up on a stage or in front of a crowd, to be able to not sound like a complete dumbass.
Yeah, there's enough of them in this world. We don't need any more of those. Yeah. But here's the thing, though, and you're right with all that. But your ability to create your brand, and your brand helps elevate the other brands, right? So, dude, you did such a good job. Fucking amazing. Like,
thank you.
Like when people say a name out there now, especially now, they say a name, they're like, oh yeah, I know that name. But then they just know the name in connection to a tournament or in connection to what circuit they fish. When they say your name, they know it all. They know your truck, your boat, rods. They know yellow. They know the dancing. They know the voice. They know you were able to create this brand that like just busted loose.
I know, but I'm saying you say all this shit, and I'm going, well, you did the exact same stuff. It's like
I did, but you did it. You did it before me,
dude. Like live breakdancing, screaming, never give up. Oh shit!
But you did it. You did it before. You started before me. You did. I think your brand was. You created an earlier persona before I did. And
I think I was outside of a Bill Dance or something
Yeah,
like that.
and I did cheat. I did go to Rowan. I went to a 2-year community college because I was dumb and didn't have any money. Then I got my other 2 years at Rowan. So I did have a little school background. But you don't even go to college for this. You just figured it out on your own. It's crazy.
Well, it's a lot of trial by error.
Yeah.
So that's my whole life right there.
Yeah.
Literally, like my whole life is fail.
Right.
I have to fail in order to succeed. So that's.
I think that's a great point. I'm glad you said that. I think enough people don't know that it's okay to do something wrong, to fail. Yeah.
That's how most people learn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just if you don't fail, I don't think you'll ever appreciate what you're doing.
Right.
So tournament fishing, dude, you got to get your teeth kicked in over and over and over. And if you keep coming back because you're tenacious and you're like, I'm tired of getting my ass kicked, I'm going to beat these son of a bitches. And you finally start figuring out, all right, just a couple places higher in this tournament standings. And all of a sudden one day, it doesn't matter if it's your local bass club, it's BFL, whatever you're fishing. But
yeah,
that first time you get up there and you're on top of that list, you're like, yeah, I did it.
Feels better. Feels good.
So then it's like all those failures make that one moment feel so much better.
Right. I'd agree with that. 100%. I've had a lot of those moments in my life.
We all have.
You mentioned this, so I want to go back to this. KVD, yourself, myself, Swindle, that error, Skeet. I'm biased, but in my opinion, that error was the best. Late 90s to late 2000s. Dude, the coverage, the excitement, the energy, the all of it, the money, the rivalries, the Kevin Skeet rivalries, the storylines, all of it. Like, that era to me was the perfect storm. It was the best. In my opinion, it'll never get any better than that. And I want to get your feeling on that. Was that the best era ever? And second part of the question, will it ever be that good, or will it get better than it is now?
Great question. I personally, and I've talked to Kevin about this and others, you're right. We came through the greatest era of bass fishing.
The perfect storm.
The perfect storm. So the timing of everything, our careers coming in, the wins, the momentum, ESPN elevating, getting just all the different TV shows that we did from Past Tech or whatever it was.
Yeah, that was a great show, by the way.
I mean, just City Limits, really. I mean, all these things were, it was this, man. It was just, woo, and we rode and we rode and we rode. So I do believe we came through the very peak of the current sport as we know it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But the second part of that is, you're saying, have we seen the best of it? Probably for our careers, yes.
Right.
I think so. But I still believe that there's something coming. Something will change. Something's going to. I'm not saying I know any shit or anything. I'm just like, no. But I still believe that there's too many people involved that have passion for the sport to want to still move the needle, so to speak.
Yeah.
That whether there's going to be a little tweak, some little thing happens, we get in the right media package, wherever, that we can go somewhere where we haven't been yet.
Right.
So I still believe it's there.
Yeah.
It's not short term. You and I might be on walkers, but I still believe that there's
little cane rolling along.
Yeah,
I hope you're right. I hope you're right, because
I'm just optimistic. So
optimism's great. And I had Kevin on a month or so ago, and we breezed around this topic a little bit. And I brought this up to him, and again, this is my opinion. Mm-hmm. This show is all about my opinion, but dude, it seems to me that like ever since the split, you know, and that needed to happen, and no league's better than the other, right or wrong, what happened happened. But I just feel like ever since that split, and now you sprinkle in all this technology and all this other stuff that's gone on, it's just been like a general air of negativity, like a little bit of a cloud surrounding fishing. And that's what worries me. Not just as a competitor, not as a fan. I'm a fan of the sport. I worry about like my son. I worry about the kids that email here and say, this is what I want to do. It bothers me that they're going to come into something that will never be as good as what we had. You know, it bothers me, you know?
Well, I understand what you're saying about the negativity part of it, but as far as the split, you know, it's really, there's been a split. There's been 2 leagues for 24 years.
There has
already. So
right.
It's no different than it has been. There's always been 2 leagues since FLW started. So
right.
It's always just been back and forth, and however you want to look at it. So I don't see any difference there really. You got some fans. You know, what I see, the negativity to me right now, all honestly, is it's the state of our environment in our culture in the United States with social media and negativity.
Right. So it's bigger than fishing. It's
bigger than fishing. It's not just fishing.
Right. It's the U.S. Right. I would agree with that.
Every aspect of life.
I would agree with that.
It's a breeding ground for negativity.
Right.
Lots of people can write a little quote and post it on. You know, it's like somebody every day there's somebody saying some negative stuff about me, but I don't give a shit. It's like, say whatever you want. I don't care. I'm doing what I love to do. If you don't like it, then that's your problem. So I think that's just the state of our culture and our environment in the United States right now, which is sad.
It is sad. Yeah.
So, but I still believe that there's still positive to be done. There's still, you know, the noise makers, which is a very small group. That's, you know, here's fishing industry.
Yeah.
So call it that. You know, we everybody think it's this. It's, you know, okay, it's this. But you got this little group right here. Where's it? That.
Right.
Those are the noise makers.
Right.
That's the ones that really are just that where they make enough noise to distract everybody.
Yeah.
And because there's the rest of this fishing industry out here, they don't give a shit about this or that.
Right.
They just want to know what I catch today, you know.
Right.
You know, what's Kevin doing, or you know, what's Wheeler doing? They're just like, they like fishing. They're gonna watch fishing no matter, just like you and I.
Yep.
They're fishing fans. They want to watch guys catch fish. They don't care about the drama and the politics and all the bullshit that goes with the sports. So but it's this little group, because they have social media and a platform to.
Right.
That's why we hear so much of it.
Yeah, I would agree with that, because I think it's in other walks of life you're seeing the same kind of things go on. So I would agree with that. And I don't want to get off into a tangent about politics, but I would agree. I would agree. Yeah, that's the worst thing. Becky always told me from day one, stay away from 2 things, religion and politics. So we try to do that as much as possible.
We're not going down that path.
But I would agree 100% with what you said. I did want to go back real quick. I had 2 notes, and these are things personally I'm dying to know about. I want to know about it. And we were talking about the heyday of the perfect storm when we were in it. And there was the Bassmaster Classic that you won on the Red River. I had a good tournament. I came in second. And I think it was like shortly after that, we were doing a charity. We were trying to raise money. And I think it might have been for the Ike Foundation. It might have been for Jimmy V. I don't remember. It was for something. We were trying to raise money. And at the time, I wouldn't even call it a goatee. I would call it like a ZZ Top-esque rat tail on my face. And and we did a bidding on this thing. And there it goes! There it goes! Dude, we did a bidding on this thing. We put it in a shadow.
$1,000 for your freaking goatee.
Yeah! Dude, I was wondering if you still had it or if
Oh
you gave it.
it's like I got shit all over my office, but
Dude, I didn't know if you gave it to like Brody the Lake to put on eBay and tried to make your money back or something. I didn't know. That's so cool, man. Dude, how did the hair hold up?
Never give up.
How did the hair hold up? Does it still look pretty good? I see it. Wow. Dude, that's crazy.
That's corner there.
How about that? Damn.
Is that not the most fucked up thing ever? Dude. Who the hell buys somebody here? All right, so all right. Well, I don't know if you saw me a while ago. I had a mullet. So I had a mullet just this year. So I was in a bet with some buddies. So I got a bigger clump of hair.
Whoa, that's way bigger than the chin hair.
I auction this one off?
Dude, you should listen if it goes to a good cause. And Skeet, I know it's been a lot of years since this happened, but dude, thank you. Like honestly, that was going to a good cause. So thank you for supporting that. And it's awesome that you still have it. That's cool. It's over there with all your trophies and your classic and AOY and all this other shit.
It is. I mean, it is up here with all that shit. I mean, I got my Indy 500 helmet. There it is. It's up there. I got all kinds of shit here. So.
Oh man. Well, that's good. That satisfied my curiosity. Then the other one that I wanted to rehash, and this is good because I think especially a lot of our younger people watching right now. We got a lot of teens, 20s, even 30s watching right now that don't know about this. And I'm sure they're going to be able to go out and Google this and find it. The Google machine's amazing. So
we got some audio stuff going on here.
We got some audio stuff. Can you hear me or no?
Yeah, it's kind of getting all staticky.
Okay, I'll put my face closer to the mic. There was a time in that heyday where companies were spending a lot of money doing commercials and crazy ads and all this stuff.
I know where you're going. I think I know where you're going.
And it's funny because I think when you're a little embarrassed by something you've done, you write it out of your memory. So I was at an event this year, a major media event in Houston, Texas, at the Space Center. And the marketing team brought this up and they're like, oh my God, we were looking at old videos and we saw this. And I was like, I'm like, I was so like, I had wrote it out of my mind and I was hoping that people forgot about it. But let's be honest. This is Ike Live, Skeet. Me and you have to be honest together. There was a time where you and I agreed to do a commercial for Berkley. It was for the Gulp brand. And yes. And it was the marketing theme was all natural. And some dude in an office in freaking Minnesota in Twin Cities that has never fished in his life came up with the strategy that me and you would be naked fishing. Dad!
That was the worst marketing campaign I've ever been part of. Hands down.
Hands down.
It was the worst. So like, all right, because whatever, and then I'm like, can I tell people about the shoot?
Yeah.
All right. So how many commercials have we done in our careers? A lot.
We've done a lot. We've done a few together, but that was the oddest one.
The most awkward, uncomfortable, embarrassing shoot I've ever been on.
Yes.
All right. So it got to the point, right? All right. So imagine. So if a lot of you, these young kids, are like, just go look. I don't know if I'm sure they can still find the videos and up. So Ike and I are in natural color thongs. I actually still think I have the thong. So I should go find it. I'm not going to put the damn thing on, but all right. So Ike and I are wearing these thongs. That's all we're wearing. So because the premise is we're supposed to be fishing natural. We're fishing naked. We're holding fish up that's covering our junk up. So every camera shot is like it's something that's covering your junk right at the right angle. But all right, so Ike and I are standing there, but we got a crew of 20 people.
Dude,
standing around. They got cameras in your crotch. so you got a light person over here, you got a boom guy over here, you got camera angle here, and here you are like, yeah, here, look at me. And so
Then it was like a Hollywood set. There were so many.
It was a total Hollywood set. But I'm like, hey, this is one thing I always remember. It's like, there's no way in hell I'm going to get to this shoot sober. And so we had to bring a bottle of Grey Goose in.
I remember that.
And I'm like, I need a shot. I think we had more than a couple shots. So like, I got to take the edge off because I am not used to having a cameraman up on my film.
To win a bass tournament, you need an edge. And for me, that means going natural, baby.
Berkley Gulp is the next generation soft bait. Its natural, organic material breathes in the water, releasing scent, just like a blood trail.
Want to fish in the zone? Say goodbye to plastics and go natural.
Berkley Gulp, the natural attraction.
Dude, the places that we've been because of fishing, like, what? Is that not unbelievable?
Oh man, I can't believe you brought that up. That was the worst ever.
They even converted it. Like, if some of my fans are hardcore, they'll find anything. You know what I mean? They even converted it so it was a commercial that aired on the fishing channel. That it was also a print ad. So they were able to pull images from that, and it was in magazines. Shit.
Yeah, here's Ike. And like, look at my fish. You know, like it'd be like the hand, like right, whatever. Just there it is.
Oh my god, I'm dying thinking about it. It was the most awkward.
I wanted to die at that. Yeah, that was. There was nothing good that came out of that campaign.
No, but we did our job. They wanted us to help. We tried to help, and it's just maybe the wrong way.
Hey, we're still a pro staff.
Oh, so good. So good.
More. That's good.
Oh, God.
I figure it's like if they ain't going that low, they really taking one for the brand. So.
Oh boy, those are the days. I told you it was the perfect storm.
It was.
Perfect error.
Hey, do me a favor, check your audio on your side because I don't know. I'm still on my side. I'm hearing a lot of static.
A lot of static. Okay, I don't hear anything, but
Okay.
let's see. Let me see if I can. I think we're good. It's probably just me moving around like a chimpanzee over here. I want to jump back to modern bass fishing, to today's bass fishing. And it really, I know, it's
I don't care.
two things. It's becoming like a broken record because, Skeet, honestly, I feel like this is the 27th podcast in a row that this has come up. But I got to talk about it because people are still like, this is the thing right now. But it really comes to light because I watched the last BPT that you did, and it was awesome. Good job, by the way. Congrats. It was a great tournament. And, there were these storylines that were unfolding, and there's Skeet and Zach. Like, I call it like natural fishing, pure fishing, right? You're fishing the way that we, learned, and I'm watching you analyze and get a bite and be like, oh, and use that and build, and that makes me happy because it's what I can relate to, right? It's how I fish. And then you had other guys that were even in a shallow water environment that just never even made a cast, that just you trolling mode, using forward-facing sonar. And dude, I gotta ask, first of all, it made me happy to see you, not necessarily using it, but just fishing. And you got to get your thoughts on it because it's such a polarizing topic. I'd be doing this show a disservice if I didn't ask your opinion on it.
No, I have no problem discussing it. So,
yeah.
I look at it as we are at a crossroads of our sport changing. Our sport has fished a certain way over 50 years, and I look at it. Some people are like, damn, he's old. I remember when GPS came out. I thought GPS changed the sport.
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh, wait, people who mark waypoints and have stuff, a stump they found out in the middle of the lake. Bullshit. I don't have to triangulate off that tree and point and house anymore. But right now we are definitely, it's a new frontier.
Yeah.
But I think it's fear is driving a lot of criticism because it's new, it's different. And we have just for me personally, I have a 40-year history of bass fishing without it.
Right.
And that my mindset is based, I fished a certain way for 40 years and still fish to this way.
Right.
So forward facing sonar we're realizing that there's so many fish that live differently than
what we thought.
There's
Totally blowing
still
it out.
Fish doing the exact same thing we've been trained to do for all these years.
Yeah.
They still all the books, all the stories, articles, all that shit that we've done over the years. That's all true. That's fact.
Right.
But what is that? 10% of the fish in the lake.
Right.
So now there's other fish that we realize they don't need structure. They just need food.
Right.
So I think it's just, it's a new era, because if you look at any high school kid, you look at every college angler, it's a new breed of angler. Whether people like it or not, it's because it's change.
Right.
It's different. And there's a skill that comes with what these guys are doing that they're better than you and I.
Yes.
There's a group of these guys that they're the best at what they're doing.
Right.
So guys, for people to say there's no skill in it is bullshit.
Yes, I agree with that. There is a lot of skill in it.
There's a lot of skill.
Yeah.
You don't just because you scan over, oh, there's one there.
Right.
No, it doesn't work that way. I mean, I proved it. I'm like, oh shit, I got all this stuff now. I mean, I got active target. I can see. I got scout mode, forward mode, back mode. I'm seeing it everywhere.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I cast my shit over there. And I'm like, why is he not biting mine? So, yeah, that's why I look at it. This is my biggest take on it is forward facing sonar going to disappear? I don't believe so. It's just a new era of our sport, because our generation, we're going to be done tournament fishing. These high school and college kids are what's going to be carrying on 10 years, 20 years down the road.
Right.
So I don't believe forward facing sonar is going to leave our sport.
Right.
So if you are against forward facing sonar and you're a tournament fisher right now, then in a lot of situations, you're accepting failure.
Right.
You're accepting that you're going to get your ass kicked.
Right.
You're going to bitch and moan and complain about it. So there's guys I look at right now. I am so proud of. I look at like a Wesley Strader. Two guys stand out to me right now. Wesley Strader, who's a shallow water power master.
Yeah. And he's like a Tennessee, like just good old boy, jig, spinnerbait, chatterbait. Yeah.
And I saw him dedicate himself to learn how to use forward facing sonar this winter. And he has absolutely come out and kicked ass this season.
Yeah. Yes, he has. Yep.
And it's all been on forward facing sonar.
Right.
And I look at like Britt Myers, these are the ones I watch. Yep. And Britt, old school, wants to chunk and whine and go fast.
Yeah.
He's committed to learning how to use it. So
same thing.
My hats off to the guys that are spending the time and learning the technology to be able to be competitive.
Yeah.
And maybe in time maybe we'll get as good as some of the other guys. So I'm not saying no to it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to learn how to use it the best of my ability. I'm going to spend more and more time this winter. Right now, for now, I'm looking at it as that I'm going to take advantage of when I get the situation where my strengths come into play.
Yeah.
So like the last tournament.
Yep.
And then, and when it comes to a forward-facing sonar tournament, I want to be able to be relevant. I want to be able to compete.
Yeah.
Because I know that if I don't learn how to use it, then I won't be relevant.
Right. Right.
So that's it. I think fear is what causes most of the drama in the conversation, because a lot of people they don't want to change what they've done for so many years.
Yeah. 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 Change is scary, right? To
Change is
people.
scary. Yeah,
Whatever it is.
that's a great. I mean, that's the best word for it, is scary.
Yeah. Change is scary.
And
Yeah.
most people don't want to commit to learning something new.
Right.
Every generation, it's like, like grandma and grandpa. Well, back in my day, I used to do this shit, and I walked to school in the snow, and now kids are driving to school in Teslas, and
Yeah, things change.
they do change.
They do change. I've heard people comment and say a lot that it's almost like in events now, there's two separate tournaments going on. You know, you've got the forward facing sonar, and then you've got the regular tournament going on. Do you feel like that? Like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I look at it right now. So the two tournament thing right here is that, this is how we have fished all these years. And then when forward facing sonar came out, and right now it's starting to do this.
Right.
And it's like, and people are like, I don't like this shit, but eventually it's
right. Yes. It's inevitable, I think.
I think it's inevitable.
It's hard to
like it or not.
Yeah, it's hard to stop technology. So it's hard to stop technology. So when I had Kevin on, whatever it was, a month ago, I think maybe because he's retired now, I don't know, like I got him loose enough to actually talk about something and give his opinion, I was like, oh, Kevin's actually talking about something and giving his opinion. This is great. I've broken through the steel barrier for the first time in my life. This is awesome. And he mentioned that he's not anti-forward-facing sonar. He's not anti-technology, but he feels like something needs to change in regards to the way we handle it in professional fishing. Do you agree with that, or do you? He's not Randy Blockett. Kevin is not Randy Blockett.
Right.
But he's saying that something has to change in some way.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what he's saying, but I don't know what that is.
Right.
So if I knew what it was, then I would say, yeah, there needs to be change.
Right.
Now, whether we put a limit, you can't have 9 forward-facing sonar transducers on it. You don't have 24 Lowrance active targets around the boat.
So the whole thing.
So I guess I don't want to stop technology. I don't want to stop learning. I don't want to stop. So I don't know what the change is.
Yeah.
So for now, I'm going to fish to my strengths the best I can. I'm going to learn how to use the technology the best I can.
Yep.
And what the industry decides to do with it, what anglers choose to do with it, that's totally up to them.
Yeah.
But I don't, whether they want to be forward-facing sonar anglers or they want to be casual weekend anglers who just wants to go throw a general in a bush and try to get a bite, then that's it's up to them. But tournament fishing, yeah, I don't see that. I don't see it changing anytime soon. I don't know how you change it.
Yeah. That's it's awesome. I love your opinion on it. It's a really refreshing viewpoint on it, because honestly, Skeet, it's been so polarizing. Usually you get far left or far right. So it's very refreshing to hear this.
And the older the generation, the further, more extreme they are. And frickin' that shit sucks. You can't have that shit anymore. I'm like, no, that's
it's changed.
It's technology. I mean, look at these freaking things right here. It's like,
oh yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
Look at you. Yeah, we're on camera.
I know. Look at this. Can you imagine this back when we started?
The opposite sides of the country having a conversation about fishing.
We were still talking into tape recorders for Tim Tucker for a newspaper article.
No shit.
And,
really?
and now we have this. It's crazy. I want to. I've kept you longer than I wanted to.
Oh, it's all good.
But I want to. I appreciate it, and I want to really kind of go to this next topic, which I think I know the answer to, but I want to hear it from you. When you got nominated for Hall of Fame, I texted you and congratulated you, and I could hear your voice through the text and texted back, dude, you're as competitive as ever, right? We're getting older. We're in our 50s. We're getting older. We're not as dominant as we used to be. But, dude, I still want to win. I go out every time I want to win. I could see it with you. I watched you at the BPT. I can see that fire in your eyes. You want to win. Even though we're the old, grimy guys, we still want to win. But now you've got, the reality of life, right? You got Kevin that retired last year. You have kids that are growing up and going away, Spain, college. The reality of life, the reality of age is setting in. Have you even thought of that nasty R word that Rick Clunn won't even say? Have you ever have at this point in your career?
Shit, yeah. Look at that right there. See that?
Yeah.
Right on my thumb. Reese fishing. See that shit right there? That's yeah.
So you have
Hell yeah. I'm not gonna be Rick.
Okay.
I love Rick. Rick inspired to be a professional bass fisherman.
Yeah.
And I applaud him for his drive and his obsession for the sport of bass fishing to do 50 years. I mean, here, look at this.
That's incredible. 50, dude. 50.
I got it up there, but he even sent me this.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So cool.
What do you say? Missed you, buddy. Skeet or Rick. So, I'll put that back before I forget. Yeah, so I know that I will be, my years are less on tour than they are more for sure.
Right.
So the Reese fishing is something that I've been wanting to do for a while. So go to reesefishing.com. I got a new line of rods. I got my reels there. But I mean, the reality is right now, I'm fighting for my career right now to be able to stay on the BBT. With their going to a smaller field next year, which I'm totally okay with. I mean, that's just, I have no problems with it whatsoever. I feel for guys that are going to be out of a position, but what the benefits are much better than the rewards. So just waiting through that process, but it's a tough process to go through at first for a group of people. So I'm part of the equation.
Right.
So I'm fishing my ass off right now just to keep my eligibility and qualify for next season. So yeah, the Hall of Fame might be my retirement party or I continue to move on for, however long I decide to. Obviously it's so interesting because we're competitive. I want to win.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it's time to go. I want to smash everybody's throat in with my foot.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time. Yeah.
But we get off the water, then it's like, shit. All right. Well, I suck today. I don't like it. I get pissed off. Yeah, I'll throw some F-bombs, but then because that's my passion still coming out.
Yeah.
And that's going to make me go to the next one. So retirement, yes. Is it a conversation? Yes. Am I very grateful and fortunate that I'm in a situation, as you are too, that you can retire?
Right.
So we've been very smart in business and taking care of our families and put ourselves in a position to be able to retire.
Yep.
So I'm very, very grateful that, I'm in that position.
Yeah.
But I know that I need to keep busy. I need shit to do. It's like,
yeah, you can't sit still well.
No,
I'm
not as ADD as you, but yeah, you're on a different spectrum.
I have been since I was a small child. I had stuff as a kid that they diagnose now that they never did back in the 70s. Didn't have terminology for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
now they just give the kids mushrooms or something like that.
Mushrooms, drugs, everything. Yeah, I didn't have any of that. Yeah.
So, but I need to keep busy. I want challenges. For me, it's like, how many years to doing this is I love designing. I love making baits, rods, reels, put my finger, thumbprint on boats, anything. It's like, that kind of stuff. Just, I enjoy that process. I'm being selfish because anything that I design, I do it to make me better on the water.
Right.
So I don't design something if I don't think it's going to help me catch more fish.
Yep.
So, but in the end, I'm being selfish, make something for me that then we get to put on the market for the, for all the fishermen out there that hopefully helps them go catch more fish and have more fun.
Yeah.
So when is retirement? Let's follow up in the end of August, and I'll let you know whether I'm forced to an early retirement or I get to keep going.
Yeah, it's hard to put. When you have that competitive drive and you have the opportunities, it's hard to, dude. We've done this since we were young adults, literally. Yeah. So to change that is tough. Like I stepped back. I took a break during COVID, and when tour started back up, I just took a break, and it was a great reset for me. But Skeet, it felt odd and awkward and weird, and I missed it because it's who I am, right? It's what I've done every living day since I was in my 20s, and it's that part of it is going to be strange. And I hear what you're saying, right? Like, man, if I'm not tour fishing, what am I going to do? Right. Do you have things like in your mind that when the day comes and it's right, and you guys as a family say, this is the time, it's done. Do you know the things that will you still engage in the fishing industry? Will you still, are you going to do TV? Are you going to commentate? What do you think? What are you thinking about? Stand-up comedy?
No, going back to Chippendale. No,
go back to Chippendale.
No,
I mean, there's a market for everything now.
Yeah, there is, yeah. No, literally. I mean, Reese Fishing is my plan. That's like my 10-year plan right now.
Right.
So building my own brand instead of doing stuff for everybody else that we've done all these years, licensing, designing products for them. So being able to get into Reese Fishing, that's my 10-year plan right now. So rods, baits, accessories, anything I want to put under this umbrella, I can.
Right.
But the timeline of it is yet to be determined. But like I said, I mean, if in reality, it's hard we've been very fortunate. We've been very profitable fishing from an endorsement and licensing world. Yeah. I think the biggest fear for me is walking away from that.
Right.
Like, what happens when I'm not competing anymore? So does the endorsement world go away? I'm not going to be Kevin. Kevin's always loved television. He wants to be in front of the camera. He loves teaching people how to fish. That's his thing.
Yep.
So I'm excited for him to get on his new venture and get his TV show going. I won't do television. I think I will still be engaged in the fishing industry. I'll probably be doing a lot more YouTube stuff in my own way, my own vocabulary, not television vocabulary. So I look forward to doing things different. But yes, I mean, I'm like right now, life's going to be different. I'm going to be an empty nester this next year, so maybe I'm going to be 100% focused on getting back on tour and being super competitive. We'll see. But the retirement, I don't have a set plan. It's just, I'm in this transition right now. Like, I got Reese Fishing tournament. All right. Okay, I didn't catch bass this week. Oh shit, I got to get Reese Fishing going. I caught a bass this week. Oh, we keep going. And, but I know the competitor in me. I want to go out on my terms, and I still want to win. Right.
Exactly. I think mirror image, feeling wise, with what as you're talking, I'm like, yeah, I'm in the same exact boat. And,
I mean, I figured you would. I mean, you and I are, like I said, there's so many parallels between you and I in our careers.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, life's funny. The thing that I've learned all these years, though, is like things happen when they're supposed to happen. And, again, I'm avoiding politics of religion here, but, I'm a big believer in that, man, that, life's funny and it just takes you places that sometimes you don't expect. And you go that way and, it's going to happen.
That's like the symbol of a tree is like perfect, the branches and all this shit. Like, just because you're here you're not going to stay on that path the rest of your life. It's going to go that way, and then it's going to go that way, and then it's going to go that way. That's Everything happens for a reason, right?
So true. So true. Now, real quick, Kevin, when I talked to him, he hinted at it. And I also had heard this from someone else, pretty, I would say, semi-reliable source, that the rumors going around are a senior tour coming from Bass Pro Shops. Now, if retirement came in the next few years and senior tour developed, would you fish a senior tour, Skeet?
Well, that's actually funny you say that. Is I called our executive team at Major League Fishing not too long ago, and I proposed a whole plan. It's like, hey, look, PGA Tour's got a Champions Tour. What can we create a 1 event, 2 event, 3 event, 5 event format that is, and it doesn't have to be an old man tour, but maybe it's focusing on no forward facing sonar.
Right. So
for the guys that, the Andy Morgans and the Greg Hackneys and the Skeet Reeses and the Iaconellis that there's something that, caters to the last 30, 40 years of the sport.
Yeah.
But I don't think you change the direction of what tournament fishing is right now, because that has to take its natural path and grow the way it needs to grow on its own.
Right.
But it would be fun to have some other specialty events. I don't know. But I mean, I brought it up, whether this shit happens or not. I mean, it's dollars and cents if they can sell it, but it'd be fun to have.
Well, they have a lot of sponsors they could market to, right? They could do the AARP. They could do Viagra.
Depends.
The geriatrics kind of thing. Geritol, all that. I think it'd be a great
Ensure protein.
Depends, all of it. Yeah, I mean, it'd be great. The walkers, little tennis ball in the feet of the walkers, all of it. So many ways they could go. Great.
Creative. I love it.
Skeet, it was awesome, dude, catching up with you. Like, seriously, like, this was much needed for me because, we don't run into each other as much.
No.
Like, I cast other events every once in a while, but we're always like, it was so nice, dude. I spent an hour with you. It took way too much time, but it was awesome catching up with you.
No, I appreciate you having me on.
Oh, dude, it was great. It was great. Please tell the family we said hello and good luck the rest of the year. I still got half a year left. You got half a year left. Let's go out and kick some butt the last half of the year.
I like the way that sounds. Good luck to you. I want you to go kick some ass, do one for the old guys here, and then let's keep the wheels rolling and let's have fun along the way. And that's, to me, that's part of it. Got to have fun, catch some fish, and then I will see you at the Hall of Fame, though.
I will definitely see you there.
And I will buy you a drink.
Hell yeah. And I'll buy you one.
Hey, bring me a beer. I want to try a beer.
I'll bring you a Stay in the Boat, Ike, and you could give it a try.
So why is it stay in the boat? Because if you're too drunk, you fall out of the boat?
So it's a double meaning. So one part of it is, this Neck of the Woods brewery, their flagship beer is called Stay in the Car Frame. So it's a play off of that. But also, believe it or not, I'm known for falling out. And I've only fallen out like 3 times in tournaments on camera, and then once on the Zona show. So it's not like I fall out all the time, but that's where the name came from. So
got it.
But Skeet, thank you, man.
Thank you. It was fun. I enjoyed that. It was
It was
I'll
awesome.
give you one more glimpse.
There goes the party look at that rat tail that came off of my beard.
Shit. Good
Thanks.
deal.
Thanks, Skeet.
Right.
Good luck. We'll see you at the Hall of Fame for sure.
See you there.
Later.
Late.
Dude, there you got it. Guys, girls, Skeet Reese on Ike Live. It was awesome, dude. I didn't just say that to him. So great catching up with him. So it's funny because from afar, it's like the me and Kevin thing. People want to pin us against each other and they want to see the differences. We got a lot of similarities, and I'm very, very proud of Skeet for doing an amazing job in his career and for growing the sport. And he deserves the Hall of Fame. He really does. Icon of the sport. So thank you to Skeet. Thank you guys for watching and listening. Do me a favor. Keep the comments coming in. Positive comments, guests you want to hear about, negative comments. If you hate what I'm doing, let me know. We want to see the comments. Keep them rolling in. You can hit the comments below if you're on the Ike Live website. Go straight to there. If you're on Facebook or wherever, just leave a comment. We'll get to them. Also want to thank Abu Garcia for supporting the show. Check out that Revo Rocket 7:6-to-1 gear ratio on the spinning. And last but not least, shout out to the Ike Foundation for getting kids fishing. If you want to help get kids fishing wherever you live, I don't care where you live, if you're listening to this and you want to help get new kids fishing, head on over to the IkeFoundation.org. Great information over there on dates and ways you can help. And last but not least, stay in the boat, Ike. It's a brand new beer from Neck of the Woods Brewing. Give it a try. Buy some beer. Every beer you buy, part of the proceeds go toward the Ike Foundation, helping get new kids fishing. So give that a try. Thank you guys for watching. I can't tell you, I had so much fun. I hope you had a lot of fun. And we will see you at the next one. Bye.
Do you fish for excitement? Do you fish for passion? Do you fish to get outside? Or do you fish to win? Abu Garcia for life. You know, right now where we're standing, we're in Camden, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Philadelphia is right there. This is the concrete jungle. And, you know, a lot of those kids, as they grow up, they don't fish. It's interesting because they're surrounded by water, you know, the Delaware River, the Schuylkill, ponds, city park lakes, but they don't have the influence to cast, to fish, to have a rod and reel. And that became our focus, you know, is to target kids in what we call non-traditional areas, you know, urban areas, city centers where the population's high, and let these kids have an experience. You know, it's amazing. I mean, some of the experiences we've had, whether it's Central Park in New York City, here in Camden, other parts of the country, even just casting.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable to see it, isn't it?
Yes.
It's unbelievable.
Yes.
And you know, you see these kids have this experience they've never had, and they light up, you know? The big thing, I think, for the Ike Foundation is we're not saying we want all these kids to become professional anglers.
Yeah.
It'd be great if some of them did, but we want them to have that fishing experience because it ties them to so many other positive things. The outdoors, nature, conservation. Ecology, you know, all these amazing things in life that maybe they wouldn't have been exposed to any other way. We're trying to help with that. So it's important. It's important for us. Yeah. We're proud of it.
I subscribe to Bass U TV, and so should you.
Great place to learn about anything you want to know about bass fishing.
You get it at Bass U. We got the best of the best.
I'm not just an instructor, I'm a subscriber.
I'm John Cruz, and I am a subscriber.
You can always learn, and watching Bass U is definitely helps with that. It's something that I like to do, and it's definitely something that you need to do.
If I'm still learning, you should be too.
Subscribe to Bass U because you'll learn how to catch a lot more fish.
Ike Live, brought to you exclusively by Abu Garcia.